I'm going to go back to 2010. It don't take since if you're going to open a school, you would have opened it by now. You older, you overweight, you are not going to be out here another 20 years preaching about a school.
Yo, what's up? This bruh man from the fifth floor, and you tuned in to Forgotten Kings TV.
I have done my best to avoid speaking on it, and I'm ashamed speaking on it as it has become so trendy this week, but I am finally going to speak on the Dr. Umar fiasco.
Not Lupe.
They who?
Not Lupe, but...
Oh, not Lupe fiasco.
but Umar fiasco.
I mean, like, yo, man, this is something that has gotten so bad, I couldn't help but weigh in on it. There's a brother, calls himself a doctor. Everybody on the internet who calls themselves a doctor, it makes me do this. What's that Chuck D look? I mean, there are some doctors in the black internet space that are legitimate doctors. Most of them have questionable doctor credentials. It's been trendy to call yourself a doctor, but just like the other doctor, you've become undone. You've become undone. This brother, Dr. Umar, who is a great speaker, uses his speaking ability as a weapon against the lame. What is lame? What's the definition of lame, brother?
Any nigga still wearing FUBU.
Hey, nigga, fuck y'all, man. Craig on this motherfucker.
No, I'm joking.
All right, can you read it where we can hear it? What is the definition of lame? A person naive or socially inept. He has been working lames for a long time. But there's more to it that I want to put my spin on with it. First of all, I knew he wasn't 100 with it when he faked the phone call. When he was into it with somebody, and you saw it, it's so funny. I watched it probably 1,000 times. Yeah. When he was arguing with somebody and he acted like his goons was called, and he was like, no, hold on, here they go. Hello? No, man, I got this. I got this. Then his phone said, nigga, do you know how hard I was laughing, dog? I said, dude, you played yourself in front of anybody that's 100. You can't come back from that. It take at least 5 years of staying away from the internet and a sincere apology for playing people like they lame, for a real one to even listen to that, what you got to say anymore. So what I'm saying about this is the real problem with a man like this Umar brother. This is the real problem. Anybody with common sense know that this man ain't got no school coming. Anybody with common sense know that. But there's a sucker born every minute. So he gonna keep running his script and absorb what he can from the suckers. This is where he's very detrimental to our community. Not just the fact that he begs and borrows, robs. This is a man who's always talking about black women and how the black queens should be put first, foremost, all that. But I wonder, can he assemble black women that ain't got a this nigga that fucked me over story? You're a predator. You use your good talking to destroy the lames and hoes. And there's a lady on the internet he's talking about. He says her vagina stinks. He says all this. He says, oh, she's this. He's accusing her of going in his bank account and getting the money probably. He said, I think she did it. Hold on. According to this woman, she called him. She needed help with her son, thought he might be able to help. It's game in that. But, okay, he agreed to meet up with her, but he had her drive 2 hours to pick him up from the airport where he was flying in. Now, if you are a woman who grew up around men who love you, you would never go for that. You can't step to no woman who know what she need to know in the hole past 40. 40 years old in the hole? Well, you need me to come get you? No real woman who was brought up by men who love her will go for that. And if they do go for it, it's because they wanted to hoe out for somebody, which he has fame on the internet. So maybe this woman was like, I'm just gonna do it. Of course she probably has a son with issues and all that. But when a man tell you, come drive 2.5 hours and pick me up from the airport, and he passed the age of 40, you ain't got no business going to get no man 2.5 hours and drive him anywhere. All my sisters who've been around me and who love them know this. You can't do it. You don't start out in the hole with a woman, a client, or whatever you want to call this lady. So, but this lady did it. Don't play victim now. You invited the devil in. I'm talking to the sister who he said got the fishy vagina. Sister, yeah, he signified and talked about you, but you invited the devil in. When the devil said, can you come get me 2.5 hours from there? And you went and picked him up. You know that ain't right. Don't nobody do that. Don't. What if you got a daughter and she tell you that story? You gonna know. You gonna be like, who is this fool?
Right.
Who working you? Because that's what he do. He's a professional at working people, but I'm telling black women, beware. Because now you on the internet and y'all spilling the beans on each other. And what I'm saying to you to prevent that from happening in the future, I'm talking to all black women. See, I've gotten accused of doing stuff to black women, but if you really want to go down to the truth of Corey Holcomb, it ain't no group of black women talking about me that know me. The people that's talking about me don't know me. But we have this intel from this woman that said he wanted her to pick him up from the airport. Here's a man who didn't have a rent-a-car to do this, but talking about something wrong with his bank account now. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
We not lame, homie. We not lame, homie. It's motherfuckers calling me right now about Craig and Matt Barnes' court. I'm not taking the calls because I know that's the devil.
Right.
You want me to go for that. I'm not going to go for that. It's people call me for the Flappers show. Corey, I need 4 tickets.
Right.
How many seats do Flappers hold?
Not a lot, maybe 150.
100.
Be your night to
Right,
support,
yeah.
guys. Be your night to support.
I'm inviting the devil in if I entertain it.
Right.
I know them phone calls not to answer, but getting back to this Umar thing. You preying on the sisters in the hood, homie. You act like you down with the sisters in the hood. Here's a man putting his rep on the line, talking about it. You are preying on the sisters in the hood. You are not self-sufficient enough to take on one of these women and graduate her to maturity and where she needs to be in this world. If I see you taking advantage of the sisters in the hood, I'm gonna call it out. I've waited a long time to call it out. You hold up black women, literally. You hold them up, then you hold them up. I can't co-sign that. Stop doing that. First of all, it's embarrassing for you to be begging and playing it off like somebody asked you for something. That's how I found out I didn't have nothing. So y'all do something for me. No, homie, don't talk to us like that, man. I'm talking about you gonna get lames to do something for you, because it's a sucker born here in a minute. But you embarrassing yourself, man. You had some credibility because you a good speaker. But a lot of good speakers do a lot of bad things. And what you doing, man, it's time to realize you cannot live like that and get respect. Begging, meeting up with the sisters, using them. The lady said you had her trying to take care of your mama 2 weeks after you met her.
Oh, wow.
Who gonna put somebody in the house with their mama and you don't know them? Unless it's a professional.
And even then, you still don't know them. You're just paying for that service. So
Yeah, like you pay for a professional because it comes probably with some type of insurance.
there you go, right? And experience, but we still don't know them.
Well, let's say you desperate and you throw somebody in there with your mama. Here it is, later on, you talking about this lady who went and helped your mama and went and picked you up at the airport. You saying she broke into your bank account and her vagina stank. If you ask me, he burnt bridges with a lot of respectable people. Lames will always be available for you. And if you want to work the lames, you work the lames. But, I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. I heard he not even in the country.
Man.
Begging on the internet from somewhere else. You talking about a lady's vagina. You say a lady's vagina stink, who's some black woman, fishy, whatever, and then you blame her for breaking in your bank account, but when you met her, you didn't have a ride from the airport. I think he a fuck nigga who lying. That's just how we talk where I'm from. Man, get the fuck out of here. That nigga, I know this nigga is not capable of running a school.
No, hell no.
Nigga, if you don't get the fuck out of here, I'm finna get a flow done. Who the fuck you talking to, nigga? Hey. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. Run that shit on the motherfucking suckers, nigga. But I'm saying, you can't beg and make a living out of begging. I done seen people try. If there's people who want to subscribe to you, beautiful. They want to send you some money, beautiful. But when this is your lick and you've preached on other licks, I'm finna get this school, I'm finna do, nigga, it do not take. I'm gonna go back to 2010. It don't take since if you're gonna open a school, you would have opened it by now. You older, you overweight, you are not going to be out here another 20 years preaching about a school. You're not gonna be able to do it. Don't you realize that it might be time to use your notoriety to get a job somewhere and become a man who can look your woman in the eye and say, baby, let's make it, or I can help you, instead of running game on people you talk to all the time. I watch the people whose show you be on. It's a type of YouTuber out here, or people who have access to put people on their show.
Yeah.
We need to do a show on those people, because anybody who let anybody around them, something wrong with you.
Right.
And I don't like being around you. If anybody can come around you, what good are you? What good are you to humanity? And if you know somebody has been scamming the public for years, how is he allowed to be up on you? I don't fuck with family members who scammers.
Right.
Yeah.
I ain't saying I'm better than nobody else, but I'm saying if you are a scammer and I have established it, got to get ghosts on you. Mm-hmm. If you a begging ass nigga, I got to get ghosts on you. I don't care if I love you. I got motherfuckers that I love, I fuck with, they fuck with me. If it went down, I know if they with me, it's going, we all. But if you a begging ass nigga, I'm gonna shake you. What is a begging ass nigga? We need to make a definition of a begging ass nigga.
Any nigga that expects you to do more for him than he could do for himself.
Ooh, good
one.
Yeah.
A begging ass nigga is a motherfucker who got more than 2 stories of hard luck in less than a year. When you are on somebody's phone asking them for something, you are taken away from their tranquility of being alive. Everybody who beg, when you beg from somebody, I don't care if they filthy rich, they tired of you. If it's the second or more story of I need. So I would say in conclusion to the brother Umar, you have played yourself in front of the people who were, I don't know. Everybody with common sense. We know you're a predator. You dogged out that woman and talked about her on the air. She dogged you out and talked about you too. But you started out in the hole with that woman. And you should be grateful to that woman because you had her around your mama. But now all of a sudden, she done fuck with your bank account and her vagina stank.
Let's talk about it, y'all. That was Corey Holcomb going off on Dr. Umar, apparently begging for cash from his supporters and donors. Okay, according to Umar, he claims there's a situation involving him and another woman. One thing led to another. Now, apparently, his bank accounts have been frozen. All right, this is Dr. Umar once again coming with a sob story. Again, how many times have we heard a sob story from Dr. Umar over the years? All right, what started off as him having, big hopes and dreams on opening FDMG Academy, right? Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. This is many years ago, okay? Some say 10 plus years he's been pushing this campaign. However, here we are midway in 2025. No school is open to my knowledge. I don't think it's even close to being open anytime soon. And again, since then, Dr. Umar's been pretty much a character at this point. He's more known for the memes on social media than actually doing the work. Because again, it's not like many people haven't tried or made attempts to try to help. You know what I mean? Umar in executing his vision, however, it's always been about him. Like I said, there's always situations that happens that ultimately sets back, right, the timeline or the progression when it comes to opening the school up. And for somebody who's been watching them for over 10 plus years, I mean, honestly, I've moved on from that, okay? I'm gonna be real with y'all. For those who remember back in the day, I actually went to the school, okay? I met Dr. Umar, and I'm gonna show y'all this video, okay, from back in 2021. All right. So again, Dr. Umar for years has been pushing this vision of FDMG. However, he does not want anyone else's support or help. Okay, to my knowledge, he doesn't have a staff in place or anything. Okay, if you remember back when Dr. Umar and Lord Jamar had that interview, Lord Jamar knew some people that he wanted to, network with Dr. Umar to help facilitate in opening the school. However, Dr. Umar didn't want any help. Okay, you have people who was willing to do the HVAC, the roof, and everything. But at the end of the day, Dr. Umar wants to be the one that executes everything. Okay, now again, just sitting back, observing Umar over the years, like I said, now he just does a lot of interviews, right? He's a special guest. But most importantly, like I said, the memes have become more famous than, Umar himself doing the work. But as I sat back over the years and just observed him and his behavior, come on, it's obvious. He's unfit to be anyone's teacher, you know what I mean? Let alone operate a school. Why would you have this man around your child? I mean, again, outside of some takes this man has had, Umar's been just, making a clown of himself over the years. And there was a point where he had a loyal fan base, right? Loyal subscribers. But then when people started to ask questions, Dr. Umar would then attack those who were just, inquiring about the status on the school. You know what I mean? Next thing you know was, look, if you're not a donor, you're not a supporter. You know what I mean? If you're a supporter, you're a donor. I started seeing how, he would get upset at people who, genuinely cared about this vision of FDMG just for homie to take your money, you know what I mean? Show all of the gift cards and, I mean, come on. At the end of the day, this is the hustle. Pimping the people, having them finance these, these little expeditions, my man. Come on, remember this? This is Dr. Umar so-called getting married. What happened? Like I said, at some point, whatever was done in the dark gets brought to the light. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, for those who really champion Dr. Umar and his cause, they refuse to hold this man accountable. He still gets bookings, interviews. Hey, make your money. But at the end of the day, you're no different from anybody else. You know what I mean? The crooked politician, the pastor, the police, everybody wants to target our people. You know what I mean? Target the black communities. And that's why I have no respect for anyone that's, exploiting our people. That's just terrible. You're no different from the drug dealer or anybody else. To be honest, everyone wants to talk about how Dr. Umar makes valid points. But in the end, look at his character. That's what matters the most. Come on. But yet he still has, blind supporters. He wants blind loyalty. So if you want to continue to support Dr. Umar and his hopes of one day opening this school, you know what I mean? Continue on. But as you can see, a lot of the stuff that's been done in the dark is now being exposed to all of us. And it's up to you to make the decision. Because again, I'm not a hater. I was once one of those people who actually believed in his vision. And then one day I went down there and seen the operation and how he was running things. And I realized, at the end of the day, Umar wants to guilt supporters, or should I say not just supporters, but celebs and those who, have money. They want to guilt them into giving him a check. But in the end, I didn't see staff. I didn't see anything that would warrant me to believe that homie is in position to educate our children. You know what I mean? The youth, the future of tomorrow. Just Dr. Umar, that's it? Come on, you had people going around with flashlights and, it was hideous years ago. And from what I know, he's got the gym done. You know what I mean? Certain things are painted in the gym, but the actual education part, what happened? You know what I mean? You got the ceiling tiles missing. Come on. Honestly, I knew Umar was full of shit when COVID came around and he didn't do any online courses. During a time where kids, they couldn't go to a school. They had to get all of their learning online via Zoom. And you would think if it was about, giving children the education and the knowledge, let's come up with a course that's easy, accessible. But no, he wanted you to support his podcast. You know what I mean? You didn't know nothing about the podcast. To this day, you haven't seen nothing about the podcast. But again, I knew this a long time ago. So, but y'all let me know. Like I said, I'm going to show y'all this video from 3 years ago. A few years ago, actually, because time is moving. Like I said, we almost in 2026. But I'm going to show y'all the video from when I actually went down to the school, man. Shout out to the homie who let me know he wasn't that far from the school. Met up with homie. I forgot his name at the time. Please forgive me. Like I said, it's been a few years. But I went down there, met Dr. Umar, been in the building and everything. And like I said, that was then, okay? Nothing has changed since then. So y'all check it out. Let me know your thoughts on this Dr. Umar controversy. Were you one of the people who just, always believed that Dr. Umar had good intentions? Or did you always know he was full of shit? I mean, y'all let me know your thoughts on all of this down in the comment section below. And also, what is your take on Corey Holcomb's reaction to the Dr. Umar controversy? Again, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. But with that being said, that's all I got for y'all today. Again, my name is Sensei Rip. Till next time, peace.
Fellas, y'all got my number?
No, nah, man.
Take my number down. My phone's in the car. Come on, let's walk.
Because I got to hit Joe for you so you can do some of those.
You're here now.
Yeah, I'm here.
How close are you to the school?
I'm right off of 9. I'm right where the 295 bridge is.
Okay.
So I'm about 15 minutes.
All right, I got you locked. Black man, what's your cell?
Sources, man.
Please
That's
do,
all.
brother.
That's all,
Please
because,
do.
We came down here to clear the air because, I'm like, yo, I'm this shit. Like, stop playing. I seen it already.
He got followers, man. Like I said, I've been following since 2014, man. So, as you can see, the man in the flesh.
One love. You taping?
Yes, we record.
Peace and black power. Dr. Umar Johnson, we out here.
In the
you know what I'm
flesh,
saying?
in the flesh, in the flesh.
DC, Baltimore, Philly, Delaware, Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. Go to Dr. Umar Johnson to make a donation. Let's get the school ready for our boys. New Year 2021. We coming. Pan-Africanism of perish. Black power.
I heard it. His mouth. No YouTubians. Straight from his mouth.
Peace and Pan-Africanism. Peace and Pan-Africanism. Peace and Pan-Africanism. Peace and Pan-Africanism. This is your big brother, Dr. Umar Ifa Tunde Oguntade. Intercontinental Ifa Tunde RB Jesus. Coming to you live and direct from Philadelphia. I have a very important message. I'm only going to keep you about 5 minutes. I have a very important message. I'm only going to keep you about 5 minutes. Peace and Pan-Africanism to my continental Africans. Peace and Pan-Africanism to my Australian Africans. Peace and Pan-Africanism to my Caribbean Africans. Peace and Pan-Africanism to my Africans in Europe and Asia. Peace and Pan-Africanism to my Brazil and my South American Africans. Peace and Pan-Africanism to Panama and Costa Rica, my Central American Africans. Peace and Pan-Africanism to my Canadian Africans. Peace and Pan-Africanism to my New York, my Carolina, my Texas, my Phoenix, my Philly, my Jersey, my Maryland, my Baltimore, my Georgia, my Florida, my Arkansas, Alabama, Detroit, Chicago, St. Louis, Kansas City Africans. It's your big brother King Kong. I need y'all to listen up. I got a very important announcement. I need y'all to listen up. I got a very important announcement. I'm only going to keep you a few minutes. This morning, I received a text message from one of my homies. He needed Dr. Umar to send him a couple of dollars. This morning, I received a text message from one of my homies. He needed Dr. Umar to send him a couple of dollars. I logged into my account just to check my balance because I haven't done so since I left for South Africa back on July 10th. Only to discover that I could not log into my account. So then I called the bank to find out what was going on. And the bank told me to enter my 16-digit card number. I did that. They told me they had no record of my account. The bank that I've been with since I was a teenager told me they had no record of my account. So then I called the bank. And the bank told me that my personal account, as well as the independent Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy account, have both been frozen. Both bank accounts have been frozen. And I was told that there is an investigation into my personal account as well as the school account. I asked them, was this due to suspicion of any fraud on my part? I was told that it was not due to suspicion of any fraud on my part, but I was told that it was due to suspicion of fraudulent activity. I was told that someone has been trying to gain access to my personal account and the FDMG account. I was told that someone has been trying to gain access to my personal account and the FDMG account. I was told that someone has been trying to gain access into my personal account and the FDMG account. Brothers and sisters, if you have sent a donation to FDMG, let's give it until the end of the month to see if this gets cleared up. They have given me no definitive timeline as to when their investigation will conclude. They have given me no definitive timeline as to when their investigation will conclude. If you have sent a check or money order donation to FDMG, let's wait until August the 1st, Black August, and see if this situation has gotten cleared up. They told me they sent me a letter to this point on July the 10th, the day that I left for South Africa. I was told that the timeline of suspicious activity was June 25th to July the 10th. I was told that the timeline for suspicious activity was between June 25th, that's when Medea went public. Everybody knows who Medea is. July 25th, that's when Medea went public. July the 10th, that's when I left for South Africa. July the 10th, that's when I left for South Africa. So y'all know my I believe Medea and Pastor Bussy were fraudulently trying to get into my account. And if we find out that's the case, they will be sued and possibly arrested, because fraudulent activity on a bank account is a federal offense. Fraudulent activity on a bank account is federal offense. Fraudulent activity on a bank account is a federal offense. Again, June 25th to July 10th is the period of suspicious activity. That is from the time Medea went public and I left for South Africa. Between the time Medea went public and I went for South Africa. So brothers and sisters, if you want to make a donation to FDMG, you must send it to PayPal. Hold off on the checks and money orders until the situation is resolved. Hold off on all FDMG Academy money order and check donations until the situation is resolved. If you want to make a donation to FDMG, send it through PayPal. Right? PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. If you want to make a donation to the school, hold off on checks and money orders until we find out what the hell is going on. The bank is investigating the fraudulent attempts on our account. If I find out Medea and Pastor Bussy had anything to do with this, I was told that they can be arrested for federal offense. Now, with that being said, brothers and sisters, Dr. Umar has access to no money right now because my personal account contains all of my money. I only send it to Apple Pay and PayPal as necessary. So the Prince of Pan-Africanism, for the first time in my life, is without any digital currency. So for my loyal supporters out there, if you can spare a few dollars so I can take care of Queen Mother Ifa Tunde and myself until my bank account is frozen or canceled so I can get my money back and open up a new account, please hit my Apple Pay or hit my PayPal. My personal PayPal account is Umar the Psychologist at yahoo.com. So that's paypal.me/Umar the Psychologist, paypal.me/Umar the Psychologist, paypal.me/UMARTHEPSYCHOLOGIST, paypal.me/Umar the Psychologist, or hit my Apple Pay using my cell number 215-989-9858, 215-989-9858. I've never asked the people for $1. I have never asked the people for $1 in my life. I've only asked you to donate to the FDMG Academy for Boys. I don't have any sons. I have 2 daughters. So the FDMG campaign is a selfless project, mission, and service to provide our boys with the education that they deserve. But right now, I don't have any money because my account was frozen by my bank because someone has been trying to hack into my account, hack into FDMG Academy account. So the FDMG Academy account is frozen. My personal account is also frozen. That means we're going to lapse on our utility bills. We're going to lapse on our internet bill. We're going to lapse on a lot of our bills at FDMG. The bank is not giving me a timeline as to when this situation is going to be resolved. If I don't have Cash App, nor does FDMG have Cash App. I do not have a Cash App. I only have Apple Pay and PayPal. If you can spare a few dollars, send it to my Apple Pay, 215-989-9858, 215-989-9858, or my PayPal, paypal.me/Umar the Psychologist. Although Leo season is off to a rocky start, brothers and sisters, we will overcome. Shout out to all my donors. Newark, New Jersey, I'ma see you. Nat Turner, I'ma see you. Mobile, Alabama, I'ma see you. New Orleans, Louisiana, Hurricane Katrina, I'ma see you. Kenya, January, I'ma see you. FDMG is coming. We just got to lay down on floors, brothers and sisters. Lay down on floors, and we applying for a certificate of occupancy. I don't have any money in my pocket because my account is frozen. If you could send a few dollars to Dr. Umar for Apple Pay or PayPal, I would greatly appreciate it. Black Queens forever. Snow Bunnies never. Enjoy your weekend. Leo season forever. Peace and Pan-Africanism.
MREC TV. We mentioned Vlad TV.
Right.
Now, put me on. What's going on? Why he put your name in a bad light? Like, what's going on?
He was a part of that whole Kading, Reggie Wright, now WAC 100. He was a part of that whole team out there in Cali that was spreading false information by the death of Biggie Smalls.
So they get the nigga and shit, so man, they put him on the car on the ground and shit, they rob him and shit. Like, the feel me, the shotty, I sawed it off myself, so I know that shit do real damage. TM had that shit to the nigga head, and I'm thinking to myself, it ain't even over no real money. I'm already about to go to jail. And I said, nah. And the nigga eased up off him. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was kind of terrified because I ain't even want to see that. Like, I'm one of them niggas like, I'll pat at you, but I ain't running up on you and shooting you in the face and then standing over you, hitting you 12 times. I'm not psychotic like that. Like, you feel me? If I did it, it was over some money or over some disrespect. So I was out to prove a point, not to, you know, maim or disfigure nobody. Like, I'm not a psycho type shit. Like, you feel me? Like, so, you know what I'm saying? That was a terrifying moment for me because I ain't want to see that, and I'm about to get sentenced, you feel me?
Have you lived the life the streets tried to write for you, but ultimately found your own ending? Do you have a story of survival, betrayal, or redemption? We're looking for real people with real experiences to share their truth. If the streets tried to break you, but you made it out, we want to hear from you. Hit us up now to be a part of The Streets Is a Myth.
I don't be wanting no distractions when I'm starting my day. I'm facing 20 years in jail. I don't got no time to.
Thank you for watching my video. If you like what you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And also, hit that notification bell to get the latest on hip-hop, sports, comedy, whatever. All right, we got you covered over here at Forgotten Kings TV. And also, click on one of these videos, okay? All right, y'all.